that question. Instead, she's adopted the phrase, just another day in the life of a missionary. Please help me welcome Anne Marie.
Just another day in the life of a missionary. This is a phrase that myself and my teammates adopted and started using to describe those unexpected, maybe awkward, somewhat ridiculous situations that you find yourself in simply because you're a Catholic missionary. It might be, for example, I met at Burger King with 10 guys over the age of 65 for coffee and asked them to support me financially as a missionary. And mind you, we met at Burger King because they sell the cheapest coffee to senior citizens. Or my teammate rented a Tony the Tiger costume and we went around campus inviting people to our Made for Greatness retreat. Just another day in the life of a missionary. I want to share with you one particular day in my life as a missionary that I won't forget. I was at the University of Illinois. It was the third week on campus, and I had just moved to this new campus. It's a big school, big program, and I was having just learning a lot of names and faces. And I saw Monday morning that there was a free slot in my schedule Thursday afternoon where I could do some baking. One of my favorite things to do with girls is to bake. I had met these two girls at a move-in day barbecue, so I invited them to my house. We were set to bake 4 p.m. and I said, let's make monster cookies. They showed up at 10 till 4. I showed up at 10 after 4 because I was caught up in a meeting. So I'm running a little behind. I'm not very detail oriented, so I hadn't checked if we had the ingredients in my house. So I start pulling through my cabinets. Okay, we got some brown sugar, we got some oats, well, maybe need a little bit more, peanut butter. Go to my refrigerator, look for the butter, there's no butter. If you know anything about baking, you can pretty well bake with anything, but if you don't have butter, that's kind of a big deal. I tell the girls, don't have butter, I'm going to need to run the store, and they said, oh, just go ahead. We'll be here, we'll measure out things. So I go out my back door, look for my car. Where's my car? I'm like racking my brain for my car. On campus? And then I remembered the week prior, the squirrels of Urbana-Champaign had chewed the wires in my car. So my car had been towed and was in the body shop. Okay, no car. I'll just ride my bike. So I go to the front porch, unlock my bike, get on my bike, go to the nearest convenience store, thinking that, who knows, maybe on a college campus they sell butter. No butter. Get on my bike, pedaling my bike 8 blocks to the nearest grocery store. Go to the grocery store, grab a handful of groceries, check out, look at my phone. One of the girls had texted me, you also need white sugar. Okay, go back in, grab the white sugar, check out. Okay, I gotta get home to these girls. One of the girls had told me that she could hang out until 5:15. And mind you, the whole reason for us baking is to hang out with the girls. And I don't even really know them, so I have these 2 random girls in my house, and I'm not there. Get on my bike, start pedaling as fast as I can, and I come to a 4-way stop. And there's this man flipped off his wheelchair, laying unconscious in the middle of the road.
Oh my.
Well, I gotta help the guy. So I go up to the guy, I have some training in wilderness medicine, start doing some CPR. This other guy comes to the scene of the accident at the same time. He's calling 911. Ambulance come, policemen come. Okay. I'm gonna leave the guy. He has a pulse, he's okay, he's in good hands. I gotta get home to these girls. It's 4:45. Get on my bike, start pedaling my bike as fast as I can, go on the sidewalk, cross the street, to the next sidewalk, but it's a curb. I hit the curb, I flip over my bike onto the sidewalk, and oats spill everywhere. Okay, just take a breather, assess the situation. My grocery bags are broke. My bike is broke. Groceries are everywhere. I have to get home to these girls. So I scoop up the oats, put them back in, scoop the rest of the groceries, grab my bike, and I start running through the streets of Urbana. It is August. I'm in the Midwest. It is really, really hot. And I'm starting to get really flustered. Get to my home. Meanwhile, I, at the time, was reading this book called Trustful Surrender to God's Divine Providence. And the whole premise of the book is to accept everything as the will of God and to accept it joyfully. So I'm running down the streets of Urbana having this conversation with God. God, I'm not ready, not now, not today, I don't want to hear this. I ride to my front porch steps, trip on the steps going up, oats spilled again. These oats are going to be really dirty. Scoop up the oats, scoop up the groceries, go inside, put them on the countertop, and I just try and catch a breather. I'm trying to tell these girls a story, I'm dripping with sweat. Meanwhile, my teammate comes home, she kind of takes over conversation because I just can't breathe. So she starts engaging these girls in conversation. Meanwhile, the girls mix the ingredients, cookies are in the oven, and my teammate, we're eating the batter, and my teammate comments on the oil content in the batter. She said, how much butter did you put in these cookies? To which the girls and I look at each other, and we look at the nicely packaged butter on the countertop. The whole reason I went to the store never actually made it into the cookies. Just another day in the life of a missionary.
Your speech, I think that the best parts of your speech were, you did not clasp your hands. I'll just say that right now. You did very well with the way you took control of the front area here. You walked and paced well. I loved how you ran when you said you were running to get to those girls. The story was awesome. I thought about what a missionary, the day of a life missionary. In fact, there was a time period in my life, younger, that I felt like I was doing that kind of a thing as well. And being with kids and making a point to be with children, you got that across, and that was what you wanted to do, was bake with them. And there's a lot of love that can be put into these children by doing that kind of a thing, and I think that's what a missionary is all about. I loved the I love your expressions, the description of the bike and the oats spilling all over, and the dirty oats, and then spilling it again, the dirty oats. You know, I thought that was just great. I really enjoyed the story. I've had days just like that. In fact, I thought, wow, that's really a typical day in the life of Pam sometimes. I loved when you first came up here, you commanded the attention of all of us because you were silent. And I sometimes don't do that enough. But you were silent before you started, and you were able to capture everybody's eyes. Also, you gave a lot of direct connection as you were telling your story. The only thing I can think of that could have been a little bit more, at least for my end, is just describing a little bit like the definition of a missionary, maybe. What is a missionary? Because some people really probably don't know exactly what a missionary is. And also the purpose, and maybe having a real, just real quick 1, 2, 3 purpose of a missionary and what they usually do. That would have been really good, maybe at the very start, to set the scene. But the story was great. I loved how you, again, just acted out. The expressions were great, which is what you wanted, was body gestures. You had our attention and eye contact, like I said, and walking back and forth. So great job. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that you feel like, it seems like you're feeling more comfortable. So.